Flash showtime with TripleG. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging? I'm distracted by my comments. How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, you ginger Geordie geek. Welcome back to the channel. We've got Efren, my good pal. How are you doing, Efren?
I'm doing great, Peter. But before we start, two things. One, it's raining over here, so that might make
good.
me happy.
Good.
Two, I'm not sure what the copyright laws are, but I'm going to take your music and use it for my channel. So
well, do you know what? So Fuzzy's commented tonight that he doesn't like the tune, but he's listened to it twice now. It's fantastic. He loves it. He loves it really. I think he loves it really. Yeah, I'm excited tonight, Efren. We're doing our usual conversation about comics coming out in the next few months. We've got some cracking books to talk about tonight. As ever, what happens is me and Efren basically we don't talk to each other when we're sorting the books out. Efren just sends me some picks. And then we'll put them all together. So, Efren, this time you've picked a lot of books that I would normally pick as well. So, I've not doubled up. So, we'll just kind of go independent of each other each time. Yeah, should be fun. We've got lots to talk about, lots of great stuff. Before we start, can I just give a massive shout out to my new channel member, Chris Bell. Thank you very much for joining, Chris. You joined tonight. Really appreciate your support, mate. Much appreciated. We've got Anton. Nice to see you, Anton. Hope you're doing well. We've got Fuzzy of the Dunlop. Double dipping on a Tuesday. Absolutely. We did a members only video earlier in the day, Efren, about 7 o'clock it was. It was good fun. It was good fun. So thank you very much for double dipping and joining us twice today, Fuzzy. And same for Wayne. It's like a bus. You wait ages and then two come along and two... Fuzzy. He's built like a bus. How dare you? How dare you? I resemble that remark. We've got Wayne saying his hair is like a red bus. Used to be, Wayne, not so much now. I'm more Mr. Reed Richards now. Look at that. Silver fox.
me too. I have some little white hair too, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, Efren, your hair's starting to get white, isn't it? Look at those luscious locks. He's like Samson sat there, like Samson. We've got Dr. Von Hoot. Hope you're well. Von Hoot, hope you're well, my friend. We've got Stephen. Nice to see you, Stephen. Let's see. We've got Luke. Nice to see you, Luke. Hope you're doing well. Anton, that's an awesome, fantastic 4 shirt. You're saying, Efren.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Got this one here. Oh, if I can pull out my jacket.
Take it off. Take it off. Yeah, very nice. Classic. Nice. We've got Terry. Nice to see you. Hope you're well, bud. It's almost like talking to each other might be a good idea. How dare you? It's not. It's not. We've got Chris saying, pleasure to be part of your retirement fund. It's my wife's retirement fund, mate. I think I've got to work until I drop. Stephen, all this members only content has given me FOMO. Might be my first channel membership. You know it makes sense, Stephen. You know it makes sense.
I said the same thing to Peter.
Yeah. And just for, I've started doing a lot of, do you know what? So here's the honest truth, ladies and gentlemen. The membership in terms of financial value means absolutely bot all to me, as I'm sure most of you know, unless, of course, it suddenly blows up and I make millions. And then, of course, I'm off to the Bahamas or somewhere. But I can guarantee you, whatever money comes in, I am giving back 4 or 5 times in terms of gifts to people. So tonight, all the members that watch the live show got a copy of Sync, issue number 1. It's a Kickstarter book worth about £7, I think. And it features yours truly. I actually appear, apparently, in a panel. So you'll have to find that out. So yeah, if you do join, you will hopefully get your money back. We've got J.R. Livingstone. I think, are you new to the channel, J.R.? I'm not sure if you're joining on my channel or on Efren's channel, but you are very, very welcome. Thank you for joining me. Okay, Efren. We've got tons to get through. We are talking tonight about the comics that are coming out in May. So, bless her. Look at her. Little sweet Aunt May. So we've got comics coming out in May. Before we get to that, Efren, there's a bit of an event happening in May, which is good old Alex Ross is churning out some stunning variant covers. But I'm a massive Alex Ross fan. Yep. What are you thinking of these?
Oh, I love it. We mentioned this when before we do the show. Hey, what pictures are we going to put up? And I brought this subject up. And I love these covers. I love when he started the first ones. It's been about 3-4 years already since the first batch he did. I just really like these. And I know the black and white ones are like the ones people always want to get. They're a little bit more expensive, but Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel one, I really like. I also like Ant-Man. That's a cool one. And Tigra and Luke Cage. I mean, they're all cool. You know, I'm not sure why Gargoyle's up there, but just like that.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, you're right. The sketch variants are the more limited versions.
Yeah.
I would go for a colour variant every day. I think the colour looks far superior. But I absolutely love these. I went down the rabbit hole of getting them all the last time these came out.
Yeah.
And then I did sell them on. But just, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to collect the comic books, great. They always retain the value, I would say. But every time they do this, he always pushes out a nice large-scale poster book a couple of months afterwards.
Yeah.
So I've been collecting those. I've got the heroes and the villains set. So if you like Alex Ross's art, get those. They're stunning.
I also remember a couple of years ago during Comic-Con, they gave away that little post. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like little card.
Sticker.
Sticker.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got one for you too. Was
did.
those the villains that were on there? Was it the villains? I forgot which one it was.
It was the villain lineup.
The villain one,
Venom's it was the villain.
Yeah. They're cool. I love Alex Ross artwork.
Yeah. So, let one know in the comments, favourite one of those. I mean, they all jump out, but I have to say for me, I'm going to go with Captain Marvel, as in Marvel.
Yeah.
I just think that's stunning. I love that. I love that. But they're all stunning. They're all great, I have to say. Fuzzy saying his favourite, Iron Fist or Power Man for me. Nice. Yeah, very nice. Classics, aren't they? They are classics. And that would look luscious. Even if you didn't pick them all up, Fuzzy, just to get the Iron Fist and the Power Man side by side would look incredible.
Valkyrie's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Yep.
There are some interesting choices there, isn't there? I mean, Nighthawk and, like you say, Gargoyle. I don't know if there's a new Defenders book or something coming out, and that's why they've gone for those characters.
Who knows?
Interesting. Who doesn't love Alex Ross? Oh, I met him once at Comic-Con. Very nice guy. Awesome covers. He's one of my bucket lists, Anton. I would love to meet Alex Ross. I would love a sketch by him even more. But you're talking massive money these days. I don't think he does signing events at cons very much, does he?
Every year at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm talking about 5+ years, up to 10 years, he's got a real nice booth at San Diego Comic-Con. And last year I did ask him, how come he's never here? And they just say he doesn't do cons that much, you know. Yeah. They couldn't give me any other answer, you know. I was just wondering why he's not there, you know.
Yeah, incredible talent. Fuzzy, I really don't like the pencil ones. Me either, Fuzzy. Me either ones. I'm not sure. Yeah, the sketch ones are not worth the 100 price. I agree. Again, I think the colour just makes them pop, makes them look great. Wayne loves the Tigress one. Yeah, that's very smart. I like that one. Anton, is that the Wasp over there next to that? Yeah, it's Janet. Yeah. It's an interesting one. That's not a costume I normally kind of align to the Wasp, to be honest. Is it one you recognise, Efren? You muted, Efren.
Sorry, that's from the 1970s and 80s, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Luke Cage or Captain Marvel. Yeah. Peter, did you mean Sync 14? You said 1. 14, sorry. Sync 14. Yep, you're right, Terry. Sync 14. I've got a 3 foot by 3 foot Batman over Gotham art. Work signed by him from only 199 done. Nice. Nice, Wayne. You have to send us an image of that, Wayne. We'll show it off on one of the shows.
Yeah.
Is that from his? He did a load of great big books. I've got them, but I can't remember what it's called. I think is it Hope or something like that. Batman Hope or something. Great series. Anyway, they're out. I would recommend you pick some of those up. These always seem to retain the value, so worth getting them if you spot them. Okay, first book, and it's you first, Efren.
I've been enjoying these Alien versus Wolverine, Alien versus Black Panther, and I think they have an Alien versus Spider-Man now. Oh no, those were Predators. I apologize, but they've been doing Alien ones too, and I just like this mashup of different characters from so-called different universes. The only thing I don't like is a 20th Century Studios thing on the upper left-hand side, but that's another thing. So this is Aliens versus Avengers number 4. Earth's mightiest heroes abandoned their home planet to save humanity from the xenomorph threat. Now they've arrived on Mars, current refuge of the X-Men, which is a nice twist. but the twisted machinations of Mr. Senator might spoil doom for them all. Don't miss the epic conclusion of Hickman and Ribick's crossover masterpiece. This has been a really good storyline. The aliens basically take over the world, Earth, and they have no choice but to leave, and it's just going on from there. And this is the last issue of this series. I like them when they're only like about 4 issues long. Anything prolonged after that, at least I tend to lose interest. But this is 4 of 4, and hopefully it's a good ending.
I've been loving this, really, really enjoying it. I'm surprised it's only 4 issues, to be honest. I feel like it should be more than that, but yeah, it's a great story, great artwork. Last issue was superb, so yeah, really, really cool. But you're absolutely right, that trade dress is awful, and it's upsetting is that the AVA is off center as well. So
yeah, I just noticed that. Gosh.
Nice to see you, Jack. Hope you're well, mate. So yeah, another great book. I've gone for this. I know you picked this one as well, Efren. Worth seeing. I picked this because I was interested in the series, and I loved this cover because it's a homage, obviously, to that classic Thor versus Silver Surfer cover, which I absolutely adore. Now, Efren, I read issue 1 of this today. It's awful.
Oh no!
Yeah, wasn't for me at all.
Gosh.
It's I'm not familiar with the writer. Let us know in the comments if anybody's familiar with Derek Landy. It feels very forced humor. It just didn't blow us away, sadly. It's got an intriguing twist at the end. So I'll probably read issue 2 just to see what I think of it. But yeah, so lovely cover. I'll probably buy it just for the cover because it's a homage, like I say, to is it Silver Surfer 4? I want to say. Can't remember if that's the right issue number.
Oh yes, from the back in the 1960s.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting. So yeah, that's mine. Fuzzy is saying Avengers versus Aliens Taking Nature come out. I fell off waiting for it. It's interesting you're saying that, Fuzzy, because I'm looking at the image Efren just showed with there, the solicitation for me. I'm sure I've just read issue 3, so it must be delayed a couple of months, or it must be a couple of months between issues. It's not coming out monthly. Cracking trade dress, absolutely. I love that Doctor Strange of Asgard look. It looks stunning. Is the Doctor Strange of Asgard have a crossover with Immortal Thor? Thor's in the first issue, look, but it's not a crossover as such. But Thor's and Loki are in the first issue, definitely. Strange gets trolled is a weird choice of tagline. Yeah. Anton, the Predator versus Spider-Man looks very cool. Yeah, I like the look of that one as well. Add Spider-Man, Wolverine. It'll probably add that to my pool list. Yeah, some good choices there. Okay, Efren, you picked this one.
Before we go any further, Peter, you brought up an interesting topic. You said on this last book, your book, Doctor Strange, you may read issue number 2. Whenever you start a series, do you ever stop? There's only been one series that I have stopped. And everybody in the comment section, if you want to comment on this too, you're just saying it's too much. I can't do this. The only one I did was the Hulk one from a couple years ago when he was in that spaceship. I just gave up on that one. I go, I can't read this anymore.
Do you know what I do, Efren? I'm quite I'm quite ruthless with what I read now, and it's not a cost thing. It's just a time thing. If I haven't got, I want to invest my time in stuff that I'm really enjoying. Sure. So the first issue didn't blow us away. I'll normally give things 2 issues as a bit of a kind of a chance. But if at the end of the second issue it's not doing it for us, then no, I'll jump out. So that's what I'll probably end up doing with this, I will imagine.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I finish a storyline. The only one I just never finished was the Hulk one, because it just bugged me. I go, what is going on here? I go, I'm done. I can't read this anymore. So my next choice is Daredevil number 21. Anybody have seen our show? Daredevil is my favorite character. The Netflix show is just out. So no spoilers about that. We won't talk about that. And there's still reeling after the harrowing nightmares of Daredevil 19. Matt Murdock is in uncharted territory. He will be surrounded by familiar faces, friends and foes. Something's wrong. He can smell it. Nothing can escape the man without fear. And even amidst all the chaos and commotion of the city, something is festering inside Hell's Kitchen and eating its inhabitants alive, including Matt. I don't like this cover, just telling you, but I like the storyline.
Yeah.
now. So this is by John Romita Jr., I believe. JR, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really have enjoyed Daredevil. You know, he's a priest right now, and I know he's broken up with Elektra, and I think this is it for them. She said, "I'm done. I can't do this anymore with you." I mean, she's still there, but they're not a couple anymore. Well, since he's a priest, and but yeah, I'm always enjoying Daredevil no matter what. And then you know, in the future, we did Peter and I think I talked to you about it. They're doing Daredevil in the future.
Yeah.
On that too. You know, but that's farther down the line.
I dropped off with this series, a bit like we we're just talking about, really. It was, I don't know if it's moved on from that, but it was one where every issue, there was like a different sin is inhabited, like She-Hulk, Wolverine.
Yeah.
It just got every issue was samey. So I walked away from it for a little bit. I'll pick it up again at some point because I do like a Daredevil tale.
Yeah.
Chris Bell, I'm guilty of hanging on too long. I'll tolerate complete mince for ages.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah. See, I felt like that with X-Men, Chris. I kept going back in almost, it was almost like an abusive relationship by the end. I didn't enjoy them at all, but I was still buying the bloody things. So yeah, I have to cut myself off. Quite ruthless myself. If I don't like a book, or I'll just buy the first issue, and after that, that's enough, unless it has something going on that I really find interesting. What I tend to do these days, to be honest, if people recommend things to us, I'll tend to pick it up and trade paperback, so I've got the complete story. And if I love it, I'll go back and buy the first issue, because I'm a bit of I don't know why, but my collecting habit is I like to collect first issues. So if it's a series I like, I'll go back and buy a load of the first issues. Deadman's not a fan of that cover. Only certain characters like Spider-Man, Batman, and Baby Darkwing, and a few others I will only be interested in. I only keep going if it's nice cover, maybe. Baby Darkwing. What's Baby Darkwing?
I don't know.
Is that Darkwing Duck? Is that Darkwing Duck?
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. I need at least 5 or 6 issues to get into things, but after that, I either commit or drop off. I mean, that's a great point, Luke. I think, you know, I always go back to Invincible. I think there's a good chance I would have, if I was reading Invincible from scratch now, I might have dropped off after issue 1 or 2 because it's a slow build. Whereas it's my favourite series of all time, really. You're right. 5, 6 issues is probably a good point. You have to pick that up at some point, Efren. It's a great run. Yeah. Great run. I don't think this has anything to do with Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, does it? No, that's a separate series, mate. That's a standalone series. The ratio of trash to treasure with comic books is high these days. Feels like panning for gold. That's very true, Leon. I agree with that as well, bud. I agree with that as well. I promised myself I'd be more strict this year. I bought them Disney covers for too long. Now I cut quick. Yeah, God, those Disney ones. Do you still collect your Scotty Young, bud, Fuzzy? I don't think he's got as much coming out these days, has he? It felt like at one point there was like 15 Scotty Young covers a month. I think it's Mark Spears now who seems to be the hot guy. Used to rely on the Killer Comics Show for recommendations, but that seems to have ground to a halt. This Thursday, Leon, we are going live at 9 o'clock with the Killer Comics Show at the moment. So at the moment, the plan is we are back on Thursday for the relaunch with a new slide deck and some new changes to the show. So make sure you check that out. Darkwing Duck, I don't know how Baby got in there. Okay, moving on. I've picked this. I've picked it for a cover by. Really, I loved the look of this. This is part of those funny mashup kind of books that have been coming out. I think we had Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Doom at one point by J. Michael Straczynski. I've said that
right. Yeah.
This just looked interesting. I always liked the old Defenders tales, a mix of, you know, Doctor Strange and Hulk. I always thought it was quite cool. And I loved this cover because it's got all the different variations, or a number of different variations of the Hulk. You've got the Maelstrom on there, you've got Grey Hulk, Planet Hulk, all those kind of things. So I just think it looks quite interesting. When Bruce Banner needs help, he goes to the only doctor who's willing to see him, Dr. Stephen Strange. And I love Straczynski's writing. So yeah, keen to have a go of that one.
This is one thing I like about our show, Peter. I completely missed this book. I didn't even see it. We were going through our list. So yeah, it looks like a cool storyline. I like it. I like the second one, May Parker and Agatha Harkness team up in the most unlikely manner. I went, wow, that's a weird team up.
Interesting books, these. Interesting books. Yeah. So yeah. This is a beautiful cover, Efren. I love this one.
I seen this cover. I went, wow. Not much says. There's not much going on. Says the death of Silver Surfer, cover A, to be announced. Writer, artist, cover artist, TBA. So nothing else is said about this that I've seen so far. But I love the cover, and I'm not sure if death in the Marvel universe or any comic book. I mean, that's kind of loose word right there, death. But we'll see how this story goes. Hopefully, it's a good one.
I mean, that cover's phenomenal. I love that. I love the fact that the surfboard's red.
Yeah.
I just think that looks great. You get some cracking Silver Surfer covers, mind. So yeah, I love that one. Fuzzy is saying he's still plugging away with the Scotty Young. I just pick up and choose what I want. I go mad for a spell, then chill out.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments, Fuzzy, how many have you got now? Because I know it was like, was it over 250 at one point?
Wow. I have quite a few, but I don't think I got that many.
Yeah. Anton, that's a great Doctor Strange cover with the Hulk. Yeah, it's a nice one. We've got Kenneth. Nice to see you, Kenneth. Hope you're well, my friend. Luke, Silver Surfer does do cool covers. Yeah, stunning. Yeah. Absolutely stunning. Next choice for me, a bit of Thor action. I think it was, Jesus, crikey, Fuzzy, 380 Scotty Young covers.
Show them all.
Yeah, we could do 4 live shows, Fuzzy, just with you going through your boxes. That would be amazing. So I've jumped on and off with this Thor run for a while. I mean, I like Al Ewing's writing, but I don't know, I drifted off with it. And then I think it was Fuzzy sent us an image of this one last week, and it's piqued me interest again. It's about Thor apparently is going to die again. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. It was interesting, the whole Roxxon Corporation stuff and all that kind of jazz. I'll pick this up, see what I think of it. Fuzzy saying he dies in this. Yeah, if it's decent, I might stick with it, but we'll see. We'll see. Cover work by Alex Ross, lovely covers. It's just the story didn't necessarily grab us, but I want to give this one a go because if it's a death issue, they're always quite interesting.
I have this cover from his last issue, Alex Ross. It's a lovely. Look at this cover, man. It is so awesome. Yeah. That's Executioner, and in the back behind the gate is Thanos.
Nice.
You can't see it too well, but look at these covers by Alex Ross. They're just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he does. You can't get away from Alex Ross's stunning artwork. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Terry, the recent Immortal Thor was outstanding. Okay, Terry. That's encouraging. I might have to pick it up and give it a read. I might have to catch back up with it. Luke, I know you're a massive Thor fan. Are you reading the current Immortal Thor run? Let me know what you think of it. Bit of Fantastic Four from you, Efren.
Yeah, I mean, the Fantastic Four is the family, the first Marvel superhero book, that came out. Is the one, the original family. This is Fantastic Four number 32. We usually don't pick Fantastic Four books that I recall that much. But this one, Doctor Doom is still in control. He's a sorcerer supreme. If nobody, you guys don't know about that, I'm sure everybody does. But this is written by Ryan North. If you found yourself stranded in the universe with no knowledge of where you were, how quickly could you determine an answer to the question? It's a thought experiment Mr. Fantastic had often challenged his children with, but now it's happening for real to Valeria Richards. Basically, she finds herself alone. The Fantastic Four have been taken away from history. How she's going to react from it. I think it's a good story. I like that. I like stories that, usually they're not the norm for this one exactly, so it's like a 180, so hopefully it's a good storyline,
Yeah, I've not read Fantastic Four for a while, so yeah. The last time I was reading it, Johnny Storm had a strange kind of handlebar mustache and things. I don't quite know.
He still has that. Spider-Man's been making fun of it in recent books. He's like, what's going on with you? They're teasing him about that. He's got that handlebar that comes down the ear.
Yeah. Sure am. Very good, but only up to issue 15, so waiting for Thor to die until he does it. Yeah. I have a Thor. I haven't read Thor in a long time since the God Cat. I love the God Butcher story. Yeah. Superb. Speaking of Thor, again, cover by for me. Yep. I don't know if you know this about me, Efren. I've shown it on videos before, but I collect Hulk versus Thor covers. I don't know why. I just always have. I love a Hulk versus Thor cover. So I've got pretty much every Hulk versus Thor cover they've done. So spotted this one and knew I had to pick it up. The story, I don't know. I'll give it a read. I'm not that enamored with the current Hulk run. But this is Bruce Banner and Charlie's search for Doctor Strange now points toward Asgard. But when the gateway opens, the way is blocked by the Odyssean, who recognises Charlie as the vessel of an ancient and powerful enemy. So yeah, I'll get this just for the cover buy, purely and simply. Luke, this is a Hulk cover. It is incredible. Yeah. I'll have to show off. It's a long time since I've shown off my Hulk versus Thor cover collection. I'll have to show them off. Doom.
I just like this cover. I mean, I've been liking these close-ups of Doom. You know, he's just the way he looks. I mean, he's behind an iron mask, but his eyes and just his posture just tells that he wants to be in control of everything all the time. And this is One World Under Doom #4. I just read issue #1 when the Avengers start going after him, but they don't win, obviously, because it's it's going to be 9 issues. Well, I didn't realize that. Written by Ryan North. Sensing vulnerability, Dormammu has attacked Earth, and only Doom stands in his way. Dormammu has banished all other heroes to a pocket dimension, leaving Doom to stand alone against the Dark Lord of Chaos. I'm just curious to see how this series is going to end. He can't be under control. Somehow Doctor Strange is going to have to get back his Sorcerer Supreme title.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see how they... I'm surprised they didn't do this into a... Unless they have, I haven't noticed, into like a Red Band issue, some of these. But I haven't seen them at all for this series.
Yeah. I wasn't blown away by issue 1 of this, I have to be honest. But I've read issue 1 of Red Hulk today, which is...
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, under the One World Under Doom banner.
Yeah.
Incredible. I loved it.
Oh, wow.
I loved it. So I would imagine some of the, and this is crossing over into everything, isn't it? But some of the crossovers I think will be good. So yeah, it's interesting. I've still been reading all the Incredible Hulk because of all the monster stuff that's going on. So this should be interesting. I kind of dropped off at Anton. I think what happened again? The artist kept changing and I couldn't cope with the different art style. There was a one where they were in New Orleans, I think, and something about a creature that turned people into dolls. And it didn't do it for us, I'm afraid. Issue 1 did nothing for me. Doom Academy was even worse. Oh no!
Gosh.
Yeah, I've not read that one. Speaking of Red Hulk, I loved the cover for this. I think you picked this one as well, Efren. But I went for this as a cover buy.
Oh, yes.
But then I've read issue 1 today and I'm all in on this series. This is a series I'm going to be reading all the way through. With Doombots hunting them down, they discover that Doom has taken over the entire world. They now know they face a much larger war beyond the border. So without giving anyone spoilers for this, basically issue 1 shows you that General Ross has been the Doom's captive for 6 months or so. Can't access his powers. And Doom's using him and some other surprise characters as basically a think tank. So he's got them running simulations and things like that of how to create issues in the world and things, using kind of Ross's military knowledge. So how would you disrupt, Korea and things like that. It's really, really interesting. And I appreciated the characters who appeared in this that I wasn't expecting to see. Bit off topic. Will there still be Free Comic Book Day? Does anybody know? So far, Anton, I've heard nothing to say it's cancelled. But on Thursday, we're going to be talking on the Killer Comic Show. We're doing some news on the Killer Comic Show now. And we're going to be talking about the trade war over in the States. Because I don't know if you realise this, Efren, but the vast majority of American comic books are actually printed in Canada.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, wow. So they're anticipating, because of the tariffs, they're anticipating potentially a huge price hike on printed material. So yeah, we'll be talking about that later on. I don't know if that'll impact on Free Comic Book Day or anything like that. We'll see.
A price hike, I know, probably here, but would it be over there in the UK also?
I would imagine so, because it'll be shipping anywhere. Well, I don't know where the comics ship from. I don't know if the comics ship direct from Canada to the UK. I don't know.
There's no tariffs or nothing with the UK, right?
No, but it depends what the shipping organisation is. If it's an American shipping company, do you know what I mean? They'll have to buy the books from Canada, won't they? I don't know who ships them. Gotcha. Interesting.
Anyway, I'm talking about that crap. I love this cover.
Yeah.
This Red Hulk reminds me of the Green Hulk, because I think sometimes Bruce Banner, they just don't know what to do with him anymore in Hulk. Because he's been through so many just different, versions of the Hulk this picture, even though it's the Red Hulk, it reminds me of a regular Hulk cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love this cover.
It looks great. I love it. Thoughts on the Red Hulk cover by Frank Miller? I think, look, I just passed that one by. I try not to look at Frank Miller covers anymore, if I'm honest, because it just upsets us. The guy was a master of his art in his time, but I can't say I've seen anything that he's done in the last couple of years that I've particularly liked.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. Have you seen that one, Efren?
I haven't seen it at all. Probably don't want to see it either. I agree with you. I mean, I love Frank Miller, but his artwork is just not for me anymore. You know?
Yeah. Fuzzy saying he didn't mind it. Fuzzy sent us an image on Insta, and I'll have a little look-see at it because I can't remember seeing that one. He's done worse. Yeah, he's done some pretty dire ones. This is you, Efren.
Here we go. Predator versus Spider-Man. I was talking about it a little bit earlier when I got confused with the Aliens versus Avengers. But this is a continuation of a Predator series. He's fought Wolverine, which was an excellent series. And then he's done Black Panther. Now he's doing Spider-Man. It says, written by Ben Percy. The hottest day of the year has brought a blackout to New York, and a predator strikes the dark streets. A predator unlike any other. Skinner has no clan or code, so no one is safe, including MJ, who finds herself trapped on a stalled subway train deep beneath the city. First of all, I love these Predator, versus other characters. And second, MJ's in it. And don't get me started on Spider-Man and MJ. I think they belong together, So this is obviously not part of the Marvel 616 universe.
Yeah.
Almost like a what-if storyline. But I haven't read issue number 1 yet, so hopefully this is a good series. But it has MJ and Peter. Supposedly, I'm assuming they're together in this world. So, yeah, hopefully this is a good series.
Is Ben Percy the writer I just said for the Doctor Strange series?
Is it?
I can't remember. Let's have a quick look. No.
Oh, Derek Landy.
I thought there was a one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw Ben Percy before. I must be imagining stuff. Yeah, sounds interesting. Oh, Ben Percy's writing Red Hulk.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds interesting, Efren. I'm with you. I love these Predator versus the Predator versus Wolverine was cracking. Loved that little tale. So yeah, I'll probably pick this one up as well. We both picked this one up as well. I'm a sucker for Mark Bagley. I don't think he gets enough praise for his artwork. I love his version of Spider-Man. So Spider-Man and Wolverine. Sound can only mean one thing. Two of your favourite Marvel heroes doing what they do best. With great power, there must also come the best there is. Spider-Man and Wolverine team up for the biggest adventure in Marvel Comics. I mean, I'm all in. I love a bit of Spider-Man and I love a bit of Wolverine. So I think this will be pretty cool. This one you're going to be picking up, Efren?
Oh, heck yeah. I love this cover. And I like the way they put like T.H. Thwick, Wolverine claws and Spider-Man thwip, So yeah, and I agree with you. Mark Bagley, he did some great Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage covers, years gone by. Yeah.
Thunderbolts as well. He did a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of books.
Thunderbolts as well. Yeah, yeah.
Back in the 90s, he did. I'm sure. Correct us in the comments if I'm wrong, but wasn't it Mark Bagley that launched Ultimate Spider-Man? I'm sure it was Bendis and Bagley who did the artwork.
That's a good point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome, great cover for Spider-Man. That would be an interesting fight between him and the Predator. Shades of him versus Wolverine. Yeah, be very cool. This is me. I think I picked this one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed issue 1 of this last month, Efren. It must have just totally passed us by.
Yeah.
This jumped out because I absolutely love this cover artist. I think it's just stunning. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe was one of my favourite series. I really, really enjoyed that. And this is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe one last time. The cover just exploded to me. I'm a sucker for Cap Wolf anyway. And Cullen Bunn is a great writer as well. So I'm keen to give this one a go. Wade Wilson has a lot weighing on his conscience, like a universe worth. In fact, like a specific universe worth. What kind of evil could Deadpool destroy to even that out? And why is the universe's shield dressed in Hydra uniform? So yeah, sounds really, really cool. Fuzzy saying there are too many Wolverine comics. There are an awful lot. You're right. Absolute Mary Jane Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Absolutely Spider-Man and Mary Jane belong. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. This is you, Efren.
Absolute Wonder Woman. I really have enjoyed this series from DC Comics. This is a continuation of this series, written by Kelly Thompson, As my mother's made me part one, the threat to side was a much greater threat than Wonder Woman had imagined for her first battle on the surface, but the tetracide was child's play compared to negotiating the complexities and evils of man's world. So this is a reimagination. We've seen absolute Batman, and they're coming out with more and more Superman, and this is absolute Wonder Woman issue number 8. Again, written by Kelly Thompson. So I really have enjoyed this series. I like what they've been doing with these characters for the most part.
So I've just read the latest issue of this where she fights the tetracide.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
This is, I mean, I'm not going to diss Wonder Woman as a character because she's a great character, but I can't say I've ever read a Wonder Woman series apart from the Dead Earth one or whatever and really, really kind of engaged with it. This I absolutely am, because I'm loving the tie into mythology and Greek monsters and legends and things like that. I'm just finding it really interesting. Really, really cool.
I think it's amazing. And we mentioned this before in the past. Some of these characters, I mean, Silver Age is from the 60s, but absolutely, I mean, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman are like over 80 years old now, these characters. And it's pretty amazing how they just keep on reinventing or keeping up new storylines for characters that have been around for decades and decades. It's crazy. You know?
It's incredible. Incredible. Yeah. This is a great read. For anybody that's hesitant about Wonder Woman, it's worth picking up and just giving it a go because it's phenomenal. The Absolute Wonder Woman covers have been fantastic. Regular Wonder Woman covers are very samey to me. Lots of the same pose. These are brilliant. Yeah, I agree, Fuzzy. I agree. Yeah. This is stunning. This one was from me, I believe. DC versus Vampires World War V, issue number 9. I'm loving this series. I think we both picked this one, Efren. Yep. I'm just loving this series. I love vampires. I love the fact that these series there's no holds barred, so anybody can die. You know, it feels like it's got risk to it. What about you, Efren?
I love this series, Peter. And this is like the second. There was a series before this, DC versus Vampires, how it all started. And this is a continuation. I thought it was over with, but no, they've been able to make more great storylines. I really have enjoyed reading this. Just have the fighting against, and Robin. Damian Wade, he's no matter if he's a human or he's a vampire, man, he's a little ass. He gets in everybody's way. He's a vampire, but he doesn't believe in what the vampires are doing, so to speak. So this has been a really good storyline. I really have enjoyed this.
Yeah, cracking books. Great artwork on the covers as well for all of them. So worth picking up. And then you picked this one, I think, Efren.
I just like a Batman, Wonder Woman. If Superman was in this cover, I think it would have been really good, but he's not. But this is Wonder Woman number 21, written by Tom King. Diana teams up with Batman to solve a godly murder. Fury of the Gods. As Batman gets closer to solving the case of Ares' murder, disaster strikes in the form of a bolt of lightning. With the Caped Crusader sideline, can the Amazon princess uncover the truth? Recently in Wonder Woman books, one of the women from the island killed somebody, and basically the United States is making them, anybody from Themyscira has to leave the United States. And it just goes back to the person in charge of the United States is not a president. It's an actual, like a king from England, but he's behind the scenes, working his fingers, to manipulate things behind the scenes. So it's been a good storyline. I have enjoyed it.
Very cool. Yeah. I haven't read this book. But I love the cover. I have to say the cover's great. Speaking of great covers, this one just jumped out. I think, again, we both picked this. You picked a different cover to me, I think. This is a new Superman series. Same as Fuzzy said earlier on about Wolverine. There are too many Superman books, but this is a cover buy for me. I love a bit of Del Otto artwork. I love the detail in Crypto. It just looks great. I absolutely love his take on Superman. So this is a new series. The Summer of Superman heats up with a brand new ongoing series taking the DCU by storm. When an asteroid the size of Metropolis hurls towards collision with planet Earth, the Justice League dispatches Superman to avert the crisis. I just think the cover's amazing. Absolutely amazing. What do you think of that one?
First of all, look who the writer is, Don Slott, who did Spider-Man. Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever done a DC book before. That I'm aware of. So
no, sorry, Efren, it says later on, dazzling DC debut of writer Dan Slott.
There you go. This for Spider-Man. Yeah, so I love this cover also. Anytime there's a dog in a cover, in TV shows and movies, if there's a dog, it just grabs on my heartstrings. So I think it's a great cover too. It's simplistic. Not much happening. He's a dog man's best friend, and you see him right there in the front cover with him. So hopefully it's a good storyline.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Leon saying, what does Batman expect to happen if he goes around hanging about on plinths during thunderstorms? Pillock. Absolutely, Leon. I would imagine his bat suit's bat insulated, or it's got a bat lightning rod or something.
Something.
Terry, that's the cover I chose. It's a beaut, Terry. It's an absolute beaut. Dan Slott, new writer. And I love Dan Slott's stuff, actually. So yeah, this could be very cool.
For the most part.
yeah. Probably a good jumping on point for people. This is you, Efren.
And then we got a new Supergirl. This is, Stanley Art Germ. Stanley Lau's the cover. I mean, I always like his artwork. And this is written by Sophie Campbell. The Maiden of Might returns in a series written and illustrated by Sophie Campbell. Kara Zor-El has been a key member of the super family Metropolis. But what happens when she strikes out on her own? Follow Kara as she returns to her roots in Mid-Vale, home of Supergirl. But how could this be? Our hero has not been back in years, and the protector of that town has been saving the day for weeks. I'm hoping this is a good series. They've done others, series with Supergirl, standalone. She was back in high school, 5-6 years ago. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I mean, I really do enjoy reading DC a lot more than I used to. I read a lot of them now. Before, I hardly ever touched DC books. So I'm hoping this is a good series.
I like a Supergirl story, I have to say. I loved the TV show, the CW show.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to upset people here, and I'm interested to know what people think in the chat. A large proportion of Art Gem's work just doesn't do it for me. And
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if... I mean, you might know, Efren. It feels very AI to me. I don't know if does he hand draw, or is he computer design, or what? But it looks AI generated. His faces and things look weird to me.
I'm assuming he may incorporate some of them, but I've seen him at Comic Cons. He's a very nice person, doesn't talk a lot. Obviously, English is not his first language. And I see him doing sketches, and, I'm going to take a close look at it, But yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that. I've just been a fan of his artwork.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I can understand that AI part that you're saying.
Terry's bought this cover. He likes this cover. Luke, Art Gem cover's proper creepy. The face, I think. It's the face. Doesn't do anything for Fuzzy, that one. It's the expression. Does nothing for him. It's expression, all the same, yeah. Rad. Nice to see you, Rad. Thank you for joining. No AI, just digital colour. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. You can do traditional just as well. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I'd like to see him at a con or something like that.
Nice guy. Like I said.
Yeah. Good stuff. So again, we both picked this one, but I've Blood and Thunder #1 just sounds really, really interesting for me. This is by Image Comics. Bounty Hunter, I'll never get that name. Alex Dharma, Blood Bledossi, and her cantankerous talking gun Thunder are the best out there at bringing in the bad guys. However, when the galaxy's most dangerous criminals break out of prison, Blood's hunt delivers her own path that will unlock secrets about her past, present, and future. It sounds very similar to me to a series. Oh, my brain's just gone blank. Someone in the chat remind us about a kind of like a Conan character who's got an axe that he talks to, and the axe craves blood. So it sounds similar to that. But yeah, this looks great. Looks great. And you got ginger hair, so you've got to support that, haven't you? But yeah, looks interesting. I've got James Keegan. Nice to see you, James. And heard a lot of good things about this Blood and Thunder. Going to go and order it now. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. Someone tell us what the it's not Berserker. Barbarian? Is it Barbarian? No, it's not Berserker, Terry. I've got a feeling it's Barbarian. But yeah, sounds like that. This is the one you'd be picking up, Efren?
Oh yeah, I like they're going to have a cantankerous talking gun. Yeah. So gotta see what this gun's going to be saying throughout the series. So yeah, we both picked this one. It's a new series, which always grabs our attention too. So it's jumping on point for sure. Looks
cool. Looks very cool. And then you've picked this one, Efren, which sounds really interesting.
Oh yes, okay. So this series, A Tale of the Shrouded College. It's been more than one series. It's like a universe that they're building. This is by Charles Soule, miniseries premiere, the next tale in the Shrouded College universe from Charles Soule, who did 8 Billion Genies, Uncovered Country, and Will Sliney, Hell to Pay. Spider-Man is here. The Cold Witch is an icy tale of revenge and dark sorcery set in frozen Siberia. John Wick with zombies. The tale of a wronged woman who goes to desperate lengths to avenge her murdered love. So yeah, I mean, it's a first issue. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Shrouded College. There's been other books. It's a whole universe that they're creating. I think they're going to combine them together at the end. You know, it's going to be one big series. But hopefully this is a good cover. I mean, a good story. And yeah, I do like this cover a lot. And anything that's different from the norm with our usual superhero books, I'm always gravitating towards.
Yeah, sounds like an interesting read. It's definitely one I'll be picking up.
Yep.
Like you say, I like to give all these new books at least the first go. Do you know what I mean? See what they're like.
Exactly.
I picked this one. I think Fuzzy's put this on his Instagram as well today. This looks stunning. It's by James Tynion. His books normally are a hit for me, although sometimes I wane a little bit on them. But yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of James Tynion. This is Exquisite Corpses, issue number 1. Every 5 years on Halloween, the wealthiest families in America play a game. 12 of the deadliest people in the world are dropped in a small town with just one goal. Last killer standing wins. For the citizens of Oak Valley, Maine, this year's unlucky arena, the goal is much simpler. They must survive one night. This just sounds cracking. Absolutely cracking. I think this will be a great, great series. What do you think of this one, Ephraim?
Yeah, I mean, just the premise alone, 12 of the deadliest people in the world are dropped into a small town with just one goal. Gosh, you know, last killer standing wins. Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, hopefully it's a good storyline. Image is just coming out with a lot of good books, you know, in the near future. Yeah.
Fuzzy saying Purge vibes. Yeah, I love the Purge movies. Really enjoy the Purge movies. Some of them are a bit rough, but yeah. I was about to say Purge vibes. I'm just noticing on there, I presume that's the James Tynion tiny onion symbol underneath the Image logo.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that before.
Talking about that, yeah.
But yeah, this looks very, very cool. Jimmy T can do one until he finishes the Deviant. Next week or the week after, I think, Von Hoot. Coming soon, apparently. We'll see. Just speaking of Jimmy T, I've not read any of whatever it's titled. Not Nice House on the Lake. Whatever the sequel to that is. Nice House on the whatever. I've not read any of it. Anybody in the chat read any of the sequel to it?
I haven't read one of that book at all. No.
Well, I read Nice House by the Lake, and I have to say it was typical Tynion. By the end of it, I had no idea what the hell was happening, who was who, what was going on. But I didn't pick up any of the new series. I think it's up to issue 8 or something now.
Yeah, I completely glossed over it. Didn't pick it up at all. Yeah.
Fuzzy saying he read issue 1, didn't go back. Okay, it was just more of the same, Fuzzy. I presume it's a continuation, not just a separate thing. Battle Royale 2, great film. Yeah, it's got Battle Royale vibes. Okay, this is you, Ephraim. Dark Honor.
Dark Honor number 1. Another book. Here we go again by Image. This is written by Ethan Sachs, K.S. Bruce, Brian the Cubalist. That's 3 writers. I went, wow. I just read that. Miniseries premiere. For nearly a century, the 100 has been the strong arm of New York underworld. But now, as COVID-19 ravages the city in early 2020, a different kind of plague has arrived. A criminal mastermind mounting his takeover unless Rain, daughter of 100's leader Joseph, can unite the last elements of the fading crime gangs in one desperate attempt to fight back. Most books, every time it's like something to do with the future, but this is set back in 2020, right during COVID-19. So that grabbed my interest. I think it's a different twist to a storyline. And, you know, this is, like I said, Dark Honor number 1 coming out in May. You know,
sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Rad saying, nice house by the sea. Thank you very much, mate. Nice house by the sea. Let us know if anybody's read it in the comments, because I feel like I want to go back and read it, but I'll probably wait until it's finished, if it's 12 issues or something like the last one, and then I go back and read it one sitting. This is bound to have a bad guy anti-vaxxer. Yeah, I would imagine so, Fuzzy. Hyde Street. Again, we've both picked Hyde Street. I think Ephraim loving this series at the moment. This is issue number 7 by Jeff Jones and even Ivan Reis. I just love it. It's right up my street. I'm loving the kind of the anthology format of it. I'm loving the horror elements of it. What about you, Ephraim? Are you enjoying this one?
I picked this book. I started reading it because of you, and I think Fuzzy might have mentioned it too. If he didn't, I apologize. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. This Boy Scout character is not exactly a boy, and all the other character too. The man with the glasses, they show their origin storylines too, and I have really been enjoying this. The High Street, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Anton, are you guys going to pick up the Dynamite books from Captain Planet and the others? I'm going to read Captain Planet 1. I have to say, Anton, I sound like a miserable old bugger. I have to say, I get upset when they redesign classic characters like Thundercats. I struggle with a little bit because of some of the redesigns. The initial covers of Captain Planet turned us straight off. I just wasn't happy with the design of them. But I will read it. I will give it a go. Love Nice House on the Lake, but given that it takes 2 years to get to issue 12, I'll wait for the trades. Yeah, I think that's fairly on. I think that's fair, mate.
I think Captain Planet is written by our friend David Pepose.
It is. Yeah, right? I think it is. Yeah. Geiger,
man. I love Geiger, and I hope this whole universe with Geiger and the other ones, Redcoat, I believe, is a part of that universe too. And but it's been a really good story. This is the second chapter, so to speak. The first issues were like about 3-4 years ago. But this is Geiger number 14, written by Gary Frank. Ghost Machine's radioactive renegade faces his most perilous challenge as he confronts the devastating chaos brewing in Lewistown, Montana. With his power spiraling out of control, Tarek must fight to protect himself, his allies, and the innocent lives at stake. But salvation may only come with the unexpected aid of the Glowing Woman. And this Glowing Woman is a new character in this series, and she's able to control her powers a lot better than Geiger. So yeah, this has been a really good series. I highly recommend anybody who hasn't read it, to pick this series. And like I said, this is like the second go around for this series. The first ones were like about 12 issues long.
It's stunning. I absolutely love it. Like Fuzzy says, consistently solid work. Yeah. Jeff Jones is the writer on this, and Gary Frank's artwork is just phenomenal. Absolutely love this series. This is probably one of my favourite series of the last few years, to be honest. Yeah, consistently good, as Fuzzy says. Great series. Oh, I've had to pick this. Come on. Bit of Battle Beast. Now, I'm, as you know, a massive Invincible fan. That series ended, crikey, I don't know how long ago, maybe 10 years ago or something, I think. And we've not really had anything from the Invincible universe for a long time. We've got the cartoon series on Amazon, which has done incredibly well and renewed interest in the character. Battle Beast is one of the main characters from the series, and they've brought out a little mini series of him. So I'm all in on this. Issue 1's not out yet, so I'm hoping it's going to be amazing. It's by Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. I'm just hoping there's going to be some callback to Invincible. I'd love to see more Invincible. But yeah, I'm all over this. The covers are amazing. Fuzzy, there's a blind bag variant for issue number 1, I think. There's tons of different issue 1s, Fuzzy. Some of them straight away, again, are just ridiculous prices. Can't remember which ones I've ordered a couple off a eBay website thing. But yeah, I'm all over this. Battle Beast is going to be incredible. I already have nine variants. There you go. 9 variants on order. Well done, Luke. You'll have to show them all off on a vid because, yeah, I just love it. Love this character as well. Are you familiar with this character, Efren?
I never read the book. I've been watching the TV series. Has he showed up in the TV series?
He has, yeah, a couple of episodes. Yeah, okay. He's basically just like actually, he's voiced by Michael Dorn. Worf from Star Trek TNG, and he's basically just a Klingon. He's a Klingon lion. Basically, he lives for battle. He lives for fight, and he's just great. Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
Great.
I think I just seen that episode when they were captured in the spaceship, and he
released him.
Right?
Yeah, he released him.
Hey, let me ask you. Obviously, I've never read Invincible, but I know it's over 100 issues. This book. Does it end? Will there ever be another continuation, or they just
So I don't know. So I mean, I haven't read it since it ended. To be fair, I've not gone back and reread it. And I'm not rereading it because I want to be surprised by the cartoon.
Sure.
So my memory of it is slightly vague. But what I would say is, the series has an end point. So if you were to never go back to Invincible, it's a perfect story. Do you know what I mean? But it does, from memory, correct us in the chat if I'm wrong, it does jump to the future and things. So there's plenty of opportunity, I think, for them to go back and do tales set between points in the universe, if that makes sense. So like untold tales of Invincible.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, you know, for those that haven't read it, it is a complete, I think it's about 130 issues or something. It is a complete series. Anton, I read the new Herculoids book. It's very good. Not a property I'm particularly familiar with, the Herculoids. I'll have to go back and check it out, to be honest. I don't know the character. I've never read the book. I'll pick it up. Doubt I'll stick with it, though. I'm hoping, Fuzzy, to be honest, this is going to be a pretty straightforward book. It'll just be battles and fighting and blood and monsters, which is right for me. Rad saying, right, good stuff, mate. Yeah, it jumps a few 100 years. That's what I thought. Good stuff. So I guess we have got room for additional tales if we want to go back and revisit. And the bound to Ephron. I mean, Invincible is one of the hottest properties out now. They're talking about a feature-length movie as well, a live-action movie at some point, which would just be amazing. Issue 1's like gold dust, if you can get a decent copy of issue 1. 144 issues in total.
That's overwhelming to read.
Yeah. I don't know if you've got Herculoids over here. I don't remember it. Yeah, I seem to remember it in comic books, Fuzzy, but not in terms of reading a comic. Do you know when we used to get like the back 2 pages and it would tell you what cartoons were on TV that week in America? I'm sure I saw the Herculoids in that. But yeah, I can't remember seeing it. Okay, Christopher Chaos. This is one of yours.
This is a Dark Horse comic. Christopher Chaos, Children of Night, #1. Written by James Tynion. Here we go again. A new school year begins for Christopher Chaos and his friends as he finds himself divided from his mentor, Adam Frankenstein. I went, okay, I like that. It says, and searching for answers outside of any textbook. But when a dangerous new monster arrives in New Briar City and a mysterious hunter on his trail, a strange case develops that only Christopher can solve. Will the Monster Club survive their latest foe, or will they be torn apart piece by bloody piece? This terrifying new arc of the story introduces the Chaos versus Dr. Henry Jekyll and a brand new monster hunter known only as Hellbound.
I'm surprised I've never read any Christopher Chaos because it sounds like it's right up my street. I love James Tynion.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised I've not come across this book before. Anybody in the chat read Christopher Chaos? It's an interesting one.
No. Yeah.
No Invincible Hens and it's great end, and it has a great end. What will you have in 500 years? Yeah. This must be a spin-off of something, right? Yeah, I feel like I know the name Christopher Chaos.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Listen, we've got lots of people watching. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do remember we are streaming on 2 channels, so please do check out both of those channels and give them a sub. We've got Ephron over at Passpoint Comics and myself, TripleG Comics. So please do make sure you give a sub. I've gone for this, and again, it's like me and Fuzzy are one mind because I'm sure he's put something up about this today as well. This is Sleep #1. This just sounds amazing. This is again by Image. When Jonathan Reeson falls asleep, he becomes something else. Every night, it stalks his quiet town, killing seemingly indiscriminately. And when he wakes, covered in blood, our story begins. New horror mystery. This just sounds right up my street. I think it sounds pretty cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be giving this a go. I'm getting Sleepwalker vibes. Do you remember Sleepwalker?
That the character Sleepwalker from Marvel, right?
Marvel character, yeah. Okay. He kind of, when he fell asleep, the creature came out of him, didn't it?
That's right. So, okay, yeah.
So I think this will be great. This will. It's 8 issues, so again, that lends itself to my attention span. So I'll definitely be giving this a go. Von Hoot, Sleep sounds like it's worth a crack. Yep, I think it's worth a go. Fuzzy, love the cover too. Yeah, it's a really interesting cover, and he's saying it's a corker. Terry, I read the first 8 issues of Christopher Chaos, but it came so samey.
Oh.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah. And then Ephron, you're up. Bit of something that's killing the children.
Here we go again. James Tynion. James Tynion and Image books have been leading the way this month for sure. Something that's killing the children, #42. glowing. I think it's a cover B glow variant. Anything that glows in the dark, I'm always want to buy these books. So I don't know what it is going in the dark, but I really enjoy them. That and dinosaurs. More secrets from Erica Slaughter's past are uncovered in a new mission from her early days as a hunter. They've been going back to her origin, so to speak, in these issues, like for about a year now, it seems like. As Erica works alongside Jessica to earn her teeth, Jessica's own hidden history may change her perception of the house forever. So this is a continuation of Something's Killing the Children. This is issue 42, and it's been around for over 5 years now, that would mean. Because there's been gaps in between issues, So hopefully, I really enjoy this character a lot.
Do you think it's still as popular, Efren? Because I mean, everybody was going mad about it at first, but then I don't hear much noise about it anymore.
I don't think it's as popular as it was when it first started, but I think for fans like myself, yes. I mean, I really enjoy this. And another book is Philadelphia. Hasn't been coming out with any issues, but those two always grab my attention.
Yeah. I read the first,
but I'm sure other people probably don't.
I mean, I read the first hardback volume of this and loved it. I've got the second one sat on my shelf waiting for us to read. So I'll give that one a go. But I just don't hear much noise anymore. Do you know what I mean? No. Because there was talking that it was going to be a Netflix show and all kinds of stuff. But yeah. Interesting. I think there's a number of spin-offs as well, isn't there? House of Slaughter and things like that, I think.
Slaughter, yes.
Yeah. I've picked this. Now, I know nothing about gargoyles. It's a cartoon that totally passed me by. I think I was too old when it came out. I'm not sure. But lots of people tell us that Gargoyles is tremendous. Lots of people have told us to go back and read to watch the cartoon and things like that. Reason I've gone for this, pure and simple, is it's a stunning Mark Spears cover. Mark Spears is an absolute master at the moment. He's putting out loads of covers. Anything that was going to make me pick up a Gargoyles book, it's this cover. I just think it looks amazing. So yeah, I'm not going to read all that out. People that know Gargoyles will know what it's all about, but I'll probably be picking this up. I'll give it a flick through and see if I like it, but I'm buying this for the cover more than anything. What do you think of that artwork, Efren?
I love that artwork. For a second, I thought it was Mystique.
Yeah.
You'd be able to change. But Gargoyles, that animated series, I think it was on Fox Cartoon here in the United States. It was an excellent series. And I started reading Gargoyles because they kind of rebooted about 2 years ago. And it was the same characters. I really enjoyed it, but I just stopped reading it for some reason. I just forgot to pick it up.
Yeah. Von Hoot's just saying Synced fans seem to freaking love it. It just doesn't seem to get the traction with people outside of that core base anymore. Yeah, it's died quiet a bit. Got this ordered. I've no interest in reading it though. I suspect I'll be the same, Fuzzy. I just love the cover work. I think it looks amazing. And then I think I picked this one, Efren.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this just jumped out at me straight away. This is by Mad Cave. I'm a bit of a fan of Mad Cave Comics. I think they do some great stuff. The cover just looked amazing. The kind of artwork I like. You and me both know you're the same. I love my Knights of the Round Table and all that kind of stuff, my Camelot stuff. And this sounds amazing. So this is by Peter Milligan. England 1349, Sir Hugh de Grey, the Pale Knight, returns from war to find the land ravaged by the Black Death and his son dying of the plague. When he prays to God to save his son's life, it's not God who answers, but Death himself. And Death is willing to cut a deal. That just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I love the artwork on the cover.
Yes.
I love the artwork.
Beautiful looking cover. Gosh.
Yeah. Von Hoot, I do love a Reaper. Me too, mate. Me too. Long live dinosaurs, Anton. Yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely be picking that one up and giving it a go.
Yeah.
Now. When we're flicking through through the solicitations, there are always a few books that jump out at when we just think, yeah, not for me. We always say before we go into this section, these are just our personal choices.
Yeah.
If you like these books, fine, great, happy for you. It's just not what me and Efren fancy reading. All right. So first off, Efren, it's you.
I just, like I said, we have nothing against these books. We've never read them. They could be the best story ever. But just the title alone, this is Tramps of the Apocalypse #1, written artist and cover artist by Alice Darrow, Triple Threat. The year is 2094. Men rule the world. So what has changed in 70 years, you ask? Following the 10-year Slittenfill Wars of 2053, Earth has become a barren wasteland. factions of surviving men led by Quest Ragnar, king of males, has taken over the remnants of cities and towns across the globe, capturing and enslaving all women. All women except for three super bimbos, an unparalleled bloodlust, and an unquenchable thirst for violence. This, like I said, we always pick one book, and nothing against this book at all, but it's just the title alone. You said, "Nah, I'm not sure about this book."
I think you've been hasty, Efren. I think you've been hasty. I mean, come on, baby, belladonna, and babette, unwilling to bend to the whims and desires of the buffoons in charge, too slippery to be caught, and too sexy for chains. These three banging babes are at the top of the quest. I mean, it's it sounds crackers, absolutely crackers. Fuzzy says he fancies it. I'm not sure he's been.
20-year-old Passpoint would have probably gone for this book.
Yeah, the cover art is too basic. Turn off straight away. You're missing the boat when I watch that series. I don't want to get, dude. You missed the boat when I watch that series. I don't want to get involved in another animated TV series, but I was wrong. Gargoyles is probably one of the best. I've heard that loads, Anton. I've heard that loads of people are telling us that I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Next time I've got some time off, I'll sit down. It's on Disney Plus, so I'll probably sit down and watch the first season, see what I think. But lots of people said it's great. Now, Efren, you've gone for Tramps of the Apocalypse. I'm going for something that I know is incredibly popular with a lot of people, but I just can't. I can't invest in it. And that's Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff the Land Shark just needs to do one for me. I can't be chewed with this crap. So Jeff the Land Shark is, I think it's either we've talked about it before and someone's told us, it's either a Deadpool character or a Gwenpool character or something.
Yeah.
But it now features in Marvel, whatever that game is, Alliance or whatever it is, Snap or something, I don't know. Everybody's going mental for it, saying it's great. This book's been rushed out, obviously, because they haven't even got solicitations for it. They don't know who's written it. They don't know what the artwork is. They don't know what it's about. But it's got the bloody shark thing. Rivals, that's right, Von Hood. Thank you very much. Rivals, Marvel Rivals. But it's got the land shark on the cover. There are tons of variant covers for this. Couldn't give a rat's ass. Not interested in it at all. Will you be getting the land shark book?
No. I mean, they've stuffed this character down our throats, so to speak. Whether we like it or not. And I won't be getting this book. I don't even know what this character is all about. Yeah.
It's a shark. I think that's it. I don't know. It's a shark that's on the land, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah. Not interested, Efren. Not interested. Yeah. Out now. So these books are coming out not this week, but next week. So books that me and Efren have got with little beady eyes on. Starting with you, Efren. I'm loving this.
Me too. I didn't think I would ever read a Dick Tracy comic book. The last anything to do with Dick Tracy was the movie with Madonna, and I forgot the lead actor in there. But that's the last time I read or had seen anything about Dick Tracy. But so I tried issue number 1, and I loved it from the beginning. This is I'm not sure who the writer is. Oh, it says right here, Segura. Hats off to you. It's just another Mad Cave book. It's just the latest Dick Tracy epic reaches a fever pitch as the clues surrounding a string of vicious murders add up. Tracy must grapple with a startling revelation and the knowledge that the killer might be wearing a badge of their own. I have just really enjoyed this series. It took me completely by surprise. I highly recommend it.
I'm absolutely loving this. My brain's racking there from when you said Madonna. Tell us in the chat. Is it Warren Beatty?
Warren Beatty.
Yeah,
that's what
there was a really weird thing with Warren Beatty. I'm sure I read that he owns the rights to the character now or something.
Okay.
So they can't make any movies or something because he owns the right and he won't let the rights go. I'm sure I read something about that. I've loved this. Like you, never thought I'd pick up a Dick Tracy book. I think it was Fuzzy who put it on his Instagram, enticed us into reading the first issue, and I've just loved everything about it.
Yeah.
Just great. Great. Von Hood, I doubt I'm the target market for Jeff. Fair point. Dick Tracy is great. Have you read the Valentine's special? No, I haven't. Don't think I've read the Valentine's one. I've just been reading the main issues. I'll check that out. My local comic shop owner did a cover for Tracy. Oh, wow. That's very cool. Nice. Is that... So, apologies, Rad. I don't know where you're from. Is that States or is that UK based? Because Efren's from the States. I'm obviously the UK. Let us know. But yeah, that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's been a great read. Much better than I was expected. I didn't know this was still going. I loved it, but fell off after issue 4. Yeah, no, it's been consistently good. Fuzzy, worth checking out. USA, good stuff, right?
Nice.
Thank you for that. Betty owns it. Beatty, sorry, owns it. He makes a short film periodically just to retain the rights. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
He must be a canny age now as well, Warren.
He has to be in the 80s at least.
Yeah. Great series. I'm loving it. So, my book for next week, please, 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 The Deviant. It's got to come out. So this is James Tinian's book. This is about a serial killer, Santa Claus themed serial killer. This book frustrates the living hell out of us, Efren. It's a great story. It's been a really interesting tale. I feel this is crying out for a Netflix series or something along those lines. But the delay from the last issue to this issue has just been ridiculous. Someone on the chat will tell you, but it must have been 4, 5, 6 months or something between issues, I think, which is frustrating because I don't think we had a delay up till issue 8, and then all of a sudden the last issue just vanished, which I think is just bad crack. I think it's really bad crack. But not taken away from the story. It's a stunning story. I am going to have to go back and read the last 8 issues to appreciate issue 9, I think. This is a one that I will definitely be picking up in trade paperback, hardback when it comes out as well, because it's been a really intriguing book. Von Hoot's not convinced you'll believe it when he sees it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a shame that they've delayed it for so long. Cover work on this is stunning. I just love these series. Have you been reading this one, Efren?
I started reading it because of you, and I loved it. Just the intricacies of the main character, and then the reporter that's trying to get into his head, and then he gets involved in everything, and then his boyfriend tries to help him out of his jam. I agree with you 100%. Fuzzy brought this. He posted on Instagram last week, and I asked him if I could talk about it when I did my show on Sunday about In Bloom. It's going to be delayed by 11 weeks, I think he said.
Yeah.
I've been reading The Maniac of New York. Don't call it comeback. 2 years between issues, and this is the next issue is coming out next week. But I like The Deviant. I may have to go back and read a couple of like issue number 8 or 7 to remind myself what's going on.
I just don't understand. I really don't understand how this can happen. And part of us thinks, I mean, Image isn't a small company anymore. I was going to give them a bit of leeway and say, small company, but it's not. It's Image Comics, two of the biggest writers of the time. But I think of, DC Comics. And again, Fuzzy reminders in the chat, there's a Batman story out at the moment. And I think we got to 2 issues or 3 issues, and it was months between. How do you drop the ball on a Batman title? Surely to God, that damages your reputation. Surely you should have those issues. Is it Guardian of Gotham or something? I can't remember. Gargoyle of Gotham, maybe. How does DC allow that to happen? You would imagine the sea, you can't publish until, the entire series, if it's a miniseries, is in the can, ready to roll. I just find it mad.
Anybody they lose viewership, so to speak. They lose people who buy these books. This book is out still? It may come out. They probably just skim right through it, but it says, it's too late now. I don't want to read this anymore, which is unfortunate. Like I said, we're not writers, we're not publishers, but I would think, hey, you have to have all these books ready before we can start publishing.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't accept it in any other industry. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, this is out hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. Next week, sorry. So yeah, check it out. Hopefully it'll be good. Marvel and DC require 1 page to be done per day. That's interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, moving on. Quick reviews for you, ladies and gents. Efren, Exorcism at 1/600 pen.
Yeah, this book is what issue is this? I don't know what issue this is. What's coming up? I think it's issue number 4 that's coming out. Yeah. I have really enjoyed this book. I started reading scarier books because of you and James. I got more used to it. You guys always talk about it. This one, The Exorcism at 600 Penn Street. 600 Penn Street is where the president lives. It says, Kelly Doyle has just been elected the first woman president of the United States of America, and boiling political tensions could spill over at any second. Having to balance being a mother to 2 teenagers and navigating the shifting media landscape, all while preventing World War III, has Kelly spread thin, but she could never predict that the nation's hollowed halls would soon become a demonic battleground for good versus evil. Spoilers, you haven't read this book. Her daughter becomes possessed by a demon. and it just goes from there. And they're trying to, trying to help her, but at the same time, she's president of the United States. This is written by Hannah Rose May. I looked her up. She's from Ireland.
All right.
And she also wrote this other book called Rogues Gallery. She's written Harley Quinn, Star Trek, and she's also in TV and movies too.
Okay.
And she's very young,
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, wow, man, she's very talented. So I really have been enjoying this book.
I read issue 1 and 2 and then I dropped it, I have to say, Efren. But I might pick it up in trade paperback when it's finished and give it a go. I love the artwork on the covers. I think it looks great. But the first 2 issues I found a bit of a struggle, to be honest. I hope it builds up a little bit, but I'll probably read this in trade paperback form, I think. Why is it always the books I really like that are delayed? In Bloom. I love In Bloom.
Yeah.
One of his favourite things right now. Yeah. Distillery had a title. This is appalling. I don't know if I've told you this one, different. Distillery had a title that they cancelled 2 issues in, and to finish it, you've got to buy the hardback. That's no way to treat customers. Do you know, It's crazy. This is slow. It was painfully slow. I jacked it in. Yeah, I'll probably pick it up when it's done and see what it's like, I think. Okay. So, mentioned Thundercats earlier. You all know my history with Thundercats, that I didn't particularly like the series. Big fan of the original cartoon and some of the original comic books. I got into the first 3 or 4 issues of this and just didn't enjoy it, so ditched it. And then I thought to myself this week, I'm just a miserable old bugger, Efren, and I need to just stop myself and give it a go and pick it back up, because there's a new series coming out, Thundercats Lost, which looks really interesting. So I thought I'll pick up issue 13 and just give it a go, because I love that cover as well. I love Tigra. It's my favourite Thundercat. Now. I'll give you that I've not read the last 10 issues of this, so I might be lost in the story. But Christ on a bake, this was awful. It was no better than I thought. It was, oh Lord above. It was, well, the 3/4 of the book is a silent issue, so it's Snarf, or their version of Snarf. Don't get us started on that. But it's their version of Snarf running around, jumping about, going through portal doors, things. Like I say, I've not been reading it up till now, so I might be missing the point. But I'd also argue that, any issue could be someone's first issue, so it needs to be accessible. This made no sense. It ends with Snarf meeting some Thundercat. I couldn't tell you anything else about it, really. It just really reinforced that this is not a good series for me. I'm interested to see if anybody else is reading it or is enjoying it, because it might just be that my nostalgia goggles are shifted on this and I can't get over the fact I don't like the character designs. Stunning covers. But that brings us on to my next point. This is an issue 13, Efren, so not a key issue, nothing like that. It's just a run-of-the-mill 13th issue from Dynamite. How many variant covers do you think we've got for this book?
When you bring this up, there's probably a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Bear in mind, it's not a first issue. It's nothing exciting.
30?
Yeah, roundabout.
Oh my
Look at
gosh.
all those. Look at all those. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 variant covers. We've got some Mark Spears covers there. All the ones with Lionel and the different coloured backgrounds, with the Thundercat logo kind of imposed over them in strange ways and stuff like that. I think the difference in some of those covers is just taking the mick. If you focus on the Mark Spears ones, a lot of those are literally identical, just slightly different paper quality and stuff. I just think it's crazy.
Yeah.
All play to you, fairness to you, if you want to collect. But I know what my brain's like. You know what I was like with some of the other books we've talked about before. I'm a bit of a completionist. So if I was collecting this, I'd want all the covers, and that's just crackers. Some of them are pricey books.
Too much.
Yeah. Which of those covers jumps out at you, Efren? Are there any that you really like?
Let me take a closer look at them here. Boy, this Mark Spears has just, I don't know anything about him. I know he's been really blowing up recently. You guys talked about all the time. Never heard of him until you guys started mentioning him. I kind of like at the very bottom on the right-hand side, second from the left. it's just a yellow background, not too overly flashy, and it's a virgin cover.
Yep, so that's actually the Kickstarter special.
Okay.
So for people that ordered the Thundercats, the original series omnibus, they're getting that and a Mumra cover. So I've got that cover coming because I've ordered that omnibus from Kickstarter. Yeah. I think my favourite is on that same line, it's the Comic Tom exclusive with the Thundercats symbol in red behind him. That should be the main cover. I don't understand this kind of the cat symbol on top of the Lino character.
Which one are you talking about now?
So the bottom row, the Lino with the red behind him and the cat symbol behind his body. I really like that one.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, some interesting ones. Some interesting. Yeah. But yeah, just crackers.
Yeah, too much.
Classic. So just a few comics that we wanted to mention that we particularly enjoy the covers from. Efren, you picked Fantastic Four.
I love these old Silver Age books, man. There's just something that there's a nostalgia of them. I have this book. Sometimes I just take out my old Silver Age books and just look at them because I think they're classic books. They don't make covers like this anymore.
Yeah.
Which unfortunate. Like you could tell this is from the early 1960s. It's Fantastic Four number 28. It's just the X-Men versus the Fantastic Four. And what's the name of the character? I forgot the character that's holding him in the background.
Super Adaptoid?
Isn't it?
No, sorry.
Super Adaptoid.
Awesome Android. It's on the cover.
Awesome Android, yeah. So I just love these covers. I mean, I have covers. I love it when the Avengers versus the X-Men or Fantastic Four, when they do get together in certain issues. It's now obviously it doesn't hold the same nostalgia. So I picked this Fantastic Four number 28. Great Silver Age book.
Yeah. So because you put that Fantastic Four versus X-Men, I immediately went to one of my favourite covers, which is the Avengers versus X-Men. I loved that setup. I quite enjoyed the story, but I loved some of the cover work from that. I always like a versus cover. You know what I mean? I always do like a versus cover. Yeah. Anton, with Dynamite, Darkwing Duck, Herculoids, and what's coming up, it's probably very good. They're tearing it up right now. But if you don't like it, oh well. Yeah, mate, I think the thing with Dynamite is they've got hold of some great properties. They really have. I quite enjoyed. What was the book we read from Dave Paposi that he sent with? Was
That's Space Ghost.
Space Ghost. I quite enjoyed Space Ghost, so that was pretty good. I haven't caught up with some of the other ones that they've put out recently. What's the other one that I thought I wanted to get? Silverhawks. I've not read Silverhawks, but I want to give that a go as well. So great that they're getting some of these old properties back into the shelves. That's always a winner for me. Even if I don't particularly like it, I am just pleased to see the franchise is living on in some way. Just give us a Mask series. That's what I want next. A good Mask series. Okay, that's your whack. We're going to quickly talk about things coming up. Efren, what have you happening over on your channel?
I started doing again my reads of the week. I've done 2 weeks back to back. I haven't done it for like a year or something. These are just a comic book that I've read that I recommend. The last one I did was What If #1. I've always wanted, when I was a kid, the Spider-Man 2 joined the Fantastic Four. So I did a quick synopsis of that. I'm doing every 2 weeks I do a show with my cousin where we just talk about comic book news and entertainment. And this month, at the end of this month, I'm going to WonderCon for a day, Saturday. Nice. That's in Anaheim. And hopefully I'll be able to go live there at least once to show you guys around there.
Superb.
It'll be on a Saturday. So
superb. Very jealous. I'd love to go to
8 or 9 o'clock your time. You guys over there. Stuff. So
over on my channel, I have launched channel membership. If you're interested in that, please check it out on the channel. Members only video out at the moment about this little furry friend, this Gizmo. Love it. Absolutely love it. On my channel, got all kinds of usual content. We've got some of where I can view this all days. We're looking at the Hulk. I've also just done a one on Daredevil, the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil. Myself, Efren, and James looked at Marvel's worst movies, so check that out. We did we're Toy Show on Tuesday, and we've got Pop Culture Playback, which is all about Batman Beyond. So please check that out. Next week's live show, I'm excited for this. This is our year in Geek. And next week, we're going to be looking at the year 1988, which has got some absolutely stunning things to talk about. Efren, do you recognize all the characters on screen?
Beetlejuice on the left, The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
On the middle, the one on the bottom left-hand side. I don't know. It has like a Wizard of Oz vibe to me, but it looks like a
Lovely.
brick coat.
I hoped you wouldn't know that one. I'm going to introduce you next week to the marvel, the masterpiece that is the vegetarian vampire duck, Count Duckula.
Gosh. I just noticed the one on the right isn't it duck something to do with a vampire and a duck, I believe.
Count Duckula. Count
Dracula.
Duckula.
Gosh, I got pretty
Superb.
Yeah.
Superb. So looking forward to that. That will be next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. And that's your whack. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. Me and Efren really, really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's been here for the first time tonight. It was lovely to see some new people watching. Really do appreciate it. If I can just encourage you to go and check out Efren's channel, Passpoint Comics, over on YouTube, and my channel, TripleG Comics. Give her a like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Von Hoot, has my cat's lair turned up just yet? No, it hasn't, mate. It's expected end of this month. So, best start renovating the house so I can fit that in. Okie dokie. That's your whack. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll catch you next time. Night, night, everyone. Bye.
The curtains close. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's